Welcome again to Highly Questionable. Papi, who's that over there?
La señorita Katie Nolan.
That's right, La Señorita. What do you like on the show today, Katie?
I heard we're going to tell everybody where LeBron's going.
Yeah, you think that'd be a big deal? Dale, Papi.
What does he say about LeBron that he reportedly texted Kevin Durant to join forces on the Lakers?
This was a report from Stephen A. Smith. We're going to go to the sound. I think he told us he was getting information late night. So this is some late night Stephen A. Smith action.
I got 2 phone calls last night, after hours, with folks telling me that LeBron James reached out to Kevin Durant. Actually, Kevin Durant, you know that dude for the reigning 2-time NBA Finals MVP max. Know that guy, one of the top 3 players in the world. That guy who just spent the last 2 years beating LeBron James in the NBA Finals. Well, LeBron James reached out to Kevin Durant via text, from what I'm told, about coming to Los Angeles. I don't know what Kevin Durant's response to him was. That is not the information that I got, but I will tell you what I did hear is that behind the scenes, Kevin Durant was like, why would I do that? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, LeBron James is a big-time player, what have you, but the way I look at it, I should be perceived as the best in the world. I'm the reigning 2-time champion. I'm the reigning 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Why would I think about doing something like that?
This tells me that this is going to be a lot of fun over the next couple of weeks, because you've got a situation where LeBron James feels a little bit like he's been checkmated. First, he did the move for the super team. Then Kevin Durant perfected the move for the super team. And now he's kind of stuck where he needs Kevin Durant to have a super team better than the one that's already been built. It's going to be fun to see what these power brokers in LeBron James's camp produce over the next couple of weeks, because they're gunning for the top spot and they're gunning for it this way.
In typical fashion, I'm going to focus on all the wrong details here. Number one, the fact that he would send a text message to me is suspect, because that's in writing. That's right. You can show that to people. That can be printed out. You would think he'd make a phone call. It seems kind of sloppy. Kind of makes me think maybe LeBron was thinking one step ahead and was like, this is going to get leaked and it'll distract people from this other stuff I'm doing. Second thing I'll say is I am so jealous of how much time Stephen A. Smith gets to talk for. He spent like 45 seconds of that explaining who Kevin Durant was. We know, but he just gets to... I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long show. Max will tell you himself. He speaks longer to his wife now because they've got to just keep talking all the time.
Jealous.
How is LeBron able to text? He has a broken hand.
He has a broken hand. How is he able to text? Maybe that's why he couldn't call. Because maybe.
All right, the Lakers or Celtics more likely to land Kawhi?
All right, it's Kawhi, but he insists, because he's a contrarian, continually calling him Kawhi. He knows his name is not Kawhi.
Kawhi?
Yeah, he's going to call him Kawhi even though his name is Kawhi. And what's happening right now is the Spurs are trying to escalate the price tag on all of this. Kawhi Leonard, a superstar in his prime. This is usually not something that's available. So what do? You get the Celtics and the Lakers, one of the most prestigious rivalries in the history of the sport, maybe the most prestigious rivalry in the history of the sport, to bid against each other. I'm going to say that it's only more likely that one of these teams becomes involved if one of them becomes more desperate. And the Lakers will only become that kind of desperate is if they're going all or nothing. If they can't get LeBron James, then they have to go all or nothing desperate, and they're more likely to give you more.
Well, don't the Lakers seem to think that if they get Kawhi, that's the key to getting LeBron? So I feel like they have way more incentive to go all out to get him. Do I think that's smart? Probably not, but they're going to do it anyway. Magic said the other day if they don't lock down assets this summer or next summer, he's going to step down. So his money is where his mouth is. The Celtics, I think, are who the Spurs want the trade to be with more, A, because they're in the East, and B, because they have the assets that they want. But I don't think the Celtics want... I don't need him. He's great, but he has his future very uncertain with injuries. He's only got 1 year left in his deal, so you may just be getting him for 1 year and then he goes to the Lakers. You don't really know, so it's not worth giving up our beautiful, adorable little team.
Katie is very excited though, because today LeBron on Twitter followed Jason Tatum.
It was Instagram.
Instagram, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm falling behind. I'm old.
It's okay, it's all right.
You know, if they ask Kawhi where he wants to play, you know what he's going to say?
What's that, Papi? There it is. Okay, my father's Kawhi impersonation is undefeated. This is, are you getting it, Katie?
I get it now, I think.
It's a very good impersonation.
Oh, there it is. I see it now.
There it is.
Took me
Now
a sec.
you see it. Now you see it.
Really
Right.
good.
He's very deep in character.
Do you believe that Paul George remains seriously interested in Oklahoma City?
This is interesting because most of us think there's no way that this can be so, but the people who have more information than us, the Oklahoma City Thunder, believe and are convinced that Paul George is ready to go back there. Maybe not for 4 or 5 years, maybe for a year or two, and then he'll get more money in 2020. You didn't tune in here for salary cap implications, but in 2020, there will be more money available to Paul George if he opts in short term, and he does seem to be saying the things that suggest that he is someone who feels a little bit attached to this new scenario in Oklahoma City where they did right by him. He does not feel to be any kind of upset, and it does feel like he can do something short term that will require him in 2020 maybe to go to Los Angeles.
It was kind of strange last year that the assumption was he's going to Los Angeles the year after wherever he goes. This time it was just understood that was happening, and I kind of felt like, well, if I want somebody, I don't loan them out for a year and just expect them to come back. You never know what's going to happen within that year. So I think it's entirely possible, both for the money reason that you said that I don't quite fully understand, but I pretend to, and then just the fact that you get attached to people. You don't want to live somewhere for a year and then live somewhere else.
That's what the Thunder were banking on when they traded for him, that they would be able to convince him, and they seem convinced that they've convinced him.
Well, he wants to stay in OKC. If he stays one more year, he'll have to play with Melo.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I thought he was trying to stay away from Melo. He was running away from Melo.
It's a good point by my father.
Who would you like to see win the World Cup?
This is a funny question because the more you care about this sport, the more you want the traditional powers or the superstars, Ronaldo and Messi, to advance. But the more you care about sports in general, the more you want upsets. The more you don't care about who it is actually wins, but you just want stories, you want upsets. And what feels like more of an upset than lovable underdog Vladimir Putin in his home country against Spain, a juggernaut, going against Spain and advancing? I know it's hard to fathom, but if you want underdogs, you're pro-Putin.
You want Russia to win the World Cup?
I'm just telling you, if you like underdogs, you got to be either them or Croatia. Pro-Putin is what I'm saying.
You two just picked Russia. Well, there goes anything I was going to say. Who cares? Just cut the clip now. I was going to say everybody I've picked since the beginning is out. Iceland, Nigeria, because they have those amazing kits, Egypt. Doesn't matter. They're all done. So whoever you want not to win, tell me, and okay, I'm going with Russia too.
There you go, baby.
So
I talked one person into it. Let's go, Putin.
Go Russia?
What do you make of the Players Association plan to improve mental health and wellness?
We are talking about something that is necessary. You've seen recently DeRozan and Love be very public with their comments and offer support to others coming out with depression. I talked to Stan Van Gundy 10 years ago, and he didn't understand how under-equipped this progressive league was to handle some of these matters. A guy kicks a ball into the stands all the time. He's like, we need to get those people rehab. If he's got an injured ankle, we'll send that person to rehab. If he's got a temper problem or a depression problem, we will get that person help. The Players Association, led by these players who have come out and said they've got problems, is now getting them help. It's their job.
It's weird because if you ever played sports as a kid, every coach ever said to you, this game is 90% mental and 10% physical, and yet it seems like they're a lot better with treating physical issues than they are with mental ones. So I'm excited to see this. And I'm also happy because it's the NBA that's doing it. If the NFL came out and said they were doing this, I'd be like, sure you are. This I believe, and I think it'll be good, and hopefully that can get other leagues thinking that way, and they can start to fix problems instead of trying to cover them up once the problems happen.
One of the things that basketball does better than the other sports is introducing you to these personalities, selling you those personalities, flaws and all, letting them be themselves. The idea that they would be a leader on this makes all the sense in the world because they're always trying to promote the health and wellness of their players.
Is it a big deal that Becky Hammond was promoted to the front row of the Spurs coaches?
It is, because she is now going into the pipeline and doing it exactly how the men have to do to earn these positions. And people were saying the only knock on Becky Hammond is she's never been at the front of the bench. Well, now this organization, and unfortunately it might be one without Kawhi Leonard, that's going to head into the future and not help her chances. But this solid organization is putting her in the best position physically, literally, in order to get the head job that she is going to be qualified for after she's done it for the Spurs.
It is a very big deal, but I would also just like to say, as I've always said, let's all make sure we temper expectations and we don't put every single weight on this woman's shoulders, that if she gets the job as a head coach, then women can do it. And if she doesn't, well, then women can't do it. Let's let her just be an assistant coach like male assistant coaches get to be. And if she gets the job, we can talk about it then. But let's just shush. Good job for her.
Okay, I'm telling you that shh doesn't work 4:30 in the afternoon on ESPN.
I know. That's
I mean, we have to have
why
opinions.
I'm only here a couple days. That's my opinion. Good for her. And now shush.
Popovich, she's coming for your job.
Oh, look out, Popovich.
These are numbers. It's just a matter of time before they push you out of San Antonio, buddy. I'm telling you, my words, buddy. If I were you, I'll turn my resignation while you can now. In this way, you're going to look good. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, you are out, buddy. You're out.
As absurd as it might seem to you, Greg Popovich might want to get out if there's no Kawhi Leonard.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Down one, top of the ninth, one out. Just get it out. That's it. It's over.
Call it up. Call it up.
Oh,
Talk, boys.
Catch it.
No.
It's over. Oh, no. Oh.
18 homers leads the team.
And then bang.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Jimmy Jones, Freak Yeah, and in part by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925.
AARP can help you become your healthiest self. It's why we offer health tips for your body and your brain. So take on today and every day with AARP. Learn how at takeontoday.aarp.
Time to play the game that is celebrating National Handshake Day. Do you question?
You give us topic and events, and we question them. Don't even think
He's gonna
about
get
it.
you. He'll
Don't
always
even
get
think
you.
about it.
Do you question if Oregon State earned this victory?
Arkansas, best of 3 College World Series. Arkansas is 1 out away. They're already up 1-0. They're up 1 run in this game. Did OSU deserve this victory? Down 1, top of the ninth, 1 out. Just get it out. That's it. It's over.
Call it up. Call it up.
Oh,
Talk, boys.
Catch it.
No.
It's over. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Well, nothing bad will happen after that, right? Like, just get a couple of outs and finish the game. Or get 1 out.
I'd be so grounded when my dad was my coach.
Oh, get 1 out. So what happens next? Of course, this is what happens next. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, no.
My goodness.
Oh,
there
no.
it is. Yes. Yeah, that's a big hit. They were 1 strike away. 1 strike away.
Larnach's 18 homers leads the team.
And then bang. There it is.
Oh, boy.
Yes. All right. Oh, my God. What a horror. What a horror.
Yikes.
It hurts to lose that way. University of Miami, Jim Morris lost that way, and he had nightmares all summer where he was trapped under the dugout watching the home run go out again and again from a foot under the dugout. That was the nightmare he actually had.
The shock on the faces of those fans, I feel bad. But they won fair and square.
Why would you feel bad? It was a magical moment.
I know, but the fans, the Arkansas fans, that little child was like, what?
More baseball. Arkansas can still win that.
That manager has to make some changes for the next game. First base, out. Second base, out. Right fielder, out. That's it.
That's 3 outs. That's the end of the inning.
Get somebody from the bench that can make it happen. That's it. That's it. That's what I would do. 1, 2, 3. You're out. Do you question which umpire made the worst play?
We love making fun of umpires around here. We go to Cubs Dodgers. You got a first base umpire here, and let's see what happened.
Offensively after the sign stealing allegedly began.
Hey, there's Jason Hayward doing what he's always done since he's been a Cub. Oh, come on, Blue. Oh, he's out of position. Oh, you can't.
What's happening?
That is the home plate up.
Yeah.
He's gonna look. He's getting in position there.
So clearly not out, but he called him out, even though the ball was right. Nope, safe. Just kidding. He was safe. And then this one, oh boy.
And he's got a very bad view of the play at the plate.
There it is.
And his view of the play at the plate is his face is in the dirt.
I have seen worse goals.
No, you have not.
Oh,
Yeah.
woo! Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, this was a good one. I remember this one.
What?
That is the guy who's sleeping. He's sleeping on the job.
What? That is like 4 seconds later.
That guy's wondering why he hasn't been called up to the big leagues.
What?
Do you question whether this gentleman deserves to be celebrated?
Okay, we've got Mexico has advanced in the World Cup, even though they didn't deserve to advance. They lost 3-0 to Sweden, and then South Korea ended up winning and dragging Mexico in. So a bunch of people in Mexico gathered around the embassy, and here he is. the South Korean ambassador of some sort. I don't know which one's the ambassador, the guy on the shoulders or the guy on the shoulders.
No, yeah, I think it's the inflated guy. That's the ambassador to South Korea.
And there he is, just taking all South Korean glory.
I like that. I think it's great.
No, he didn't deserve to be celebrated. All he did was just show up at work.
And be South Korean.
Okay.
That is two. He had to do two things and then lifted him up.
He didn't have anything to do with the first thing.
Doesn't
His parents
matter.
had more to do with that.
Doesn't matter. I think it's beautiful. What a beautiful celebration of people coming together.
I can relate to that. Well, it was very similar to the way I celebrated when Golden State beat LeBron.
It was just kind of like that.
There we go.
There's my father right there.
Look at you.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right. That was my father.
Beautiful.
Personal parade down Ocean Drive. Look at him.
I can relate to that.
They should have lifted you up, Papi. They should have lifted you up.
Back to your red hole.
Look at my father.
Who had a big crowd joining in. Did you see that big crowd after that convertible there? There were plenty of people there and people on the sidewalk,
I
waving
didn't
me
see
and
it
all
in
that
that
good
clip,
stuff.
but I believe you. I didn't see a single other.
No, it was just one guy on a bicycle who was headed to a local eatery.
Trying to deliver
my father's
somebody some
claiming
lunch.
that the guy on a bicycle is a part of his
Like,
one-car
follow
parade.
this. I like what's happening here. Is that a different guy on a different bicycle? It is.
These are two different bicycles. This parade lasted a full month, this ride.
2 bicycles, big parade.
Huge.
You know what I mean?
That's 4 whole wheels.
What says parade more than 2 bicycles and a winter hat?
Washing my nose, oh yeah.
I'm a shower curtain, and I do one thing. Keep water from leaking everywhere. So you see why I feel useless compared to Geico, who does so much more. Like, not only could Geico save you money, but they've been around for over 75 years. And they give you 24/7 access online, over the phone, or on the Geico app. And they've got a 97% customer satisfaction rating. They do all this while I have to listen to this chucklehead. Oh, good, he stopped.
Washing my toes.
Oh, great, an encore.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Verizon. Now, go mix and match. Family unlimited plans. Time to play the game that just blocked LeBron on Instagram. See? Oh, no.
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll check her spine for spasming.
Tonight on Sun Sports, Astros at Rays.
Like watching the Astros. Love mascots. Papi, the Astros mascot, what's his name?
Orbita.
It's not Orbita. I don't know why he made it Spanish. It's Orbit. I don't know why he did that with his finger. Let's check in with him
Doesn't
being
orbit.
bullied.
It's orbiting.
All right, so he's being bullied by the Blue Jays.
Oh.
Oh,
what?
No. I didn't even know Orbit had one of those.
He doesn't.
Did you?
He clearly does.
Okay, I don't
He's
know.
not wearing any pants.
It hurts like he does. I mean, it hurts. It seems to hurt like he does. Katie, are you intrigued?
He's not wearing any pants. You would know if he
All
had
right,
one
all right.
of
Let's
those.
move on. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Boy, he was in pain, but I've seen mascots in more pain.
You have? Let's
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, do we have a montage? Yeah, we got a montage. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
dear.
yeah, this is a
Oh,
bad
the bike.
idea. Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
yeah. Oh, that's George Foreman right there.
Oh, he almost fell, too.
This seems like a bad
Oh,
idea.
what were you
Yeah.
thinking?
He didn't almost fall. That one fell.
Oh,
There it is.
Yep.
He doesn't have one of those either.
Yikes. No. Oh, that was my
Oh!
Wait on. Is that a woman? What is that mascot?
Oh my God! What's happening
The
here? Wait a
winch?
minute. This seems like. Oh no! Wait a minute. This is.
He's trying to get
Yeah,
out.
less funny. Less funny.
Much less funny.
Yeah, less funny.
What do you do? He was just
Third
in a
degree burns, not funny.
They really stick you in there, and then you're on fire,
Yeah, in
and
fact,
you just can't get out.
Let's check in with the end of that. And you tell me at the very end of that. Let's see the whole thing again. You
His
tell
legs.
me. You tell me the legs. If those are the legs of a person who thinks that this is funny.
Yeah,
Right
no,
here.
fear.
Tonight on the History Channel, Alone.
Someone is fishing alone. She is trying to stack up on some food. So what do we have here?
Yay, biggest fish.
Oh, something.
Oh no! Oh,
yeah,
come on! What are you doing?
something's
What are you
gonna jump
doing?
on.
No! I can't.
Oh.
I'm not watching. Tell me what's happening.
Oh, it's as bad as you think it is.
What is it? What's happening? Explain it
Trying
to me in
pull
words.
a hook out of the back of her hand.
Oh, gross. Oh, God, gross.
It's gone. It's gone. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Careful, Katie. Oh, look now. I was lying to you so we could go to Katie Cam.
Tell me.
It's
give me more
awful.
details. What's happening? What's
It's
happening?
deeply embedded into the
rewind
back
time
of
right now
she's in
and not
pain.
do that.
She's in pain. I mean, it's horrible.
Wait, you're going to tell us when she gets it out.
Nope.
I'm very intrigued.
Yes, no, it's a
But I'm not going to watch it unless this counts as I'll put it on and then have somebody sit next to me and describe to me what happens while I don't look at it. So I'm half see, half no.
Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, she reminds me of LeBron, crying because of her hand.
Come on, man, that's not cool. Look how much he loves that joke. He loves that joke. It's a good joke.
Didn't your son just hurt his hands?
It's a good joke.
Pretty publicly?
Yeah, I had
Walk
surgery.
around in a cast for like 3 months and everyone was like, get over it, dude.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Katie Nolan will be here again tomorrow. You should check out her podcast, Sports with a Question Mark. New episodes every Wednesday.
It's sports?
With a question mark.
Sports?
Sports, is it?
Let me see that pen for a second.
Oh, yeah. Did you text him too?
That's right.
He said, let me see that pen. I gave it to him and he did.
He got you?
Hey, I got her.